Hey history lovers, before we journey into the wild and wonderful 1730s, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button, share this with a fellow time traveler, and subscribe for more bite-sized history bombs every single week. Now let's rewind the clock to the 1730s, a decade packed with scandal, invention, and people changing the world in wigs. One fascinating fact for every single year. Let's dive in. In 1730, London's music scene exploded, not with rock and roll, but with powdered drama. The opera of the nobility rose up to challenge Handel's royal-backed opera company, dividing elite fans like a 1700s version of Marvel vs. DC. Oxford suffered a cultural blow when a fire ravaged the Ashmolean Museum's library. Priceless manuscripts? Poof, gone. History literally up in smoke. February 22nd, 1732. George Washington is born in Virginia. He didn't chop down a cherry tree, but he did become the future founding father America would obsess over. Sugar, syrup, and smugglers? The British Parliament passed the Molasses Act, trying to limit trade with non-British colonies. Colonists responded like true rebels by ignoring it completely. Voltaire published his Letters on the English, praising British freedoms and roasting France. The French government was not amused. Books were burned, and Voltaire fled. Again. Swedish botanist Carl Linnaeus introduced his classification system for plants and animals. Thanks to him, we now label every living thing like Pokemon, only way more Latin. Leonhard Euler, math wizard supreme, published his major work on mechanics and wave theory. He was basically the Einstein of the Enlightenment, minus the messy hair. Theatergoers in London weren't just clapping politely. In 1737, they rioted over a bad performance. So next time you walk out of a movie, just remember, it could be worse. John and Charles Wesley had a spiritual awakening in 1738, sparking the Methodist movement. You could say they rebranded religion with style and structure. Yes, this was a real war between Britain and Spain. Why? A British captain named Jenkins showed Parliament his severed ear, claiming the Spanish cut it off. Boom. War. Over. An ear. From molasses to Methodists and opera beef to body parts starting wars, the 1730s were far from boring. Which year blew your mind the most? Drop it in the comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe if you want more wild rides through forgotten decades.